Mm. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. Let me say that again. Prophetess in the wilderness. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say that this is a lovely Sabbath day, early. Is it early? Somewhat. Sabbath day in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming with a message, and it's a very powerful one because I'm going to touch base with a lot of boldness in this message. I uploaded a video maybe 3 days ago, regarding prophets and prophetess stand down. And I like to say that this here message is almost like unto a part two, but I want to add to this title again and again: prophets and prophetess stand down. Okay? Stand down. I'm coming in such heaviness of boldness in the spirit realm as well as the natural. Let me say, it's like unto you go to a shoe store and you go in and you see several pair of shoes. You want to try on a couple of pairs of shoes. You like what they look like. So you try them on, they don't look as good on you as they do sitting up, on the shelf there. So you say, well, give me this other pair. Let me try it. Not only did it not fit the way you want, it didn't look the way you want it to look. Then you grab this other pair and it seemed to fit, but it didn't look like you want it to look on your foot, on your feet. So you decided that, okay, I'm not going to purchase neither nor. Why? Because it didn't fit you. Let's say you go into a suit shop or store where they have so many different kind of tailored suits of all kinds. And you see a whole bunch that you like, but you just want to try out this one particular one. And when you get in there, you see, oh, it looks really nice. This is what I want. I know it. But when you put it on, it just didn't fit. It didn't fit the way you wanted it to fit. And you say, well, maybe next time maybe I go somewhere else, or maybe it didn't fit. So what you do? You turn away and you walk out. Let's say now you go into a restaurant and you look at the menu and you say, oh, they got this. Oh, they got this here. I never heard of this. Oh, this look good. Let me get this. And you order. And when it comes, it don't look like what it looks like on your menu. And you say, this is the same thing? I thought it said chicken. Oh, no, I don't know what this is. But I thought it was chicken. It looked like chicken. And then your waiter say, did you want to switch it for something else? You said, yeah, can I? So what you do? You switch over because that one wasn't what you thought. So you didn't want it. It didn't fit you, in a sense, what you wanted to eat, nor what you saw. It wasn't there. It didn't look like it did on the menu. This is what life is. If the shoe, the suit, nor the meal don't fit you and you don't want it, get up and go. That message Sister Deborah uploaded about prophets and prophetess stand down. If it does not fit you, it's not for you. You see what I'm saying? If it does not fit you, it is not for you. Now, many people get offended because their spirit is so offended because the flesh is hearing what Sister Deborah is saying on that video, and they're offended not only from the outer of their flesh, but they're offended from the inner, which is their spirit. They need to go to the altar, and I mean like ASAP, of the Most High Yah. That's if he accepted individual at this day and time. Because anytime the Father in the kingdom have assigned his servant, the prophet, why is it that the prophet has to say what fits you to the T? So that your spirit and your flesh is not offended. So a lot of times I'm looking at yesterday and how many people were viewing this video. And I found it so saddened in the spirit that people chases titles of videos when they think it's speaking of them. The title has to line up with the flesh. And if if that is what people are chasing, they are sicker than I can even imagine. You had people coming in, and the Father said to me, he said, now, Deborah, how do you think you being the light is going to respond to darkness? I said, but I figured if I could just break this thing down, or if I can give this verse and give this verse and tell them this and tell them that. He said, Deborah, light has nothing to do with darkness. Darkness has no contact with light. They have nothing in common. Nothing in common. Only one thing they have in common is hate. The light hates seeing wicked and evil. And the darkness hate righteous. That's what they got in common. They hate the way of each other. Genesis 3, verse 15. The way the Father orchestrated all things into twos. So to this morning, I got up at 6 o'clock, and I did this video 3 times, and somewhere along the time, each time, something went wrong. So I said, let me go live. Let me rumble that way. So it wasn't my plan to go live, but I decided, let me go live. So what I want to say is when spirit and truth is spoken, and if it's spoken by me, I'm going to have some light to back it up. Understand that it's not coming to play with you. It's coming to be exactly that, spirit and truth. And the light gonna hang from the right hand to bring light into darkness. And if you are offended by what Sister Deborah is saying to the prophets and the prophetess, it's because it hitting all the way home past your flesh to your spirit. The conviction has gone that deep. If the shoe don't fit, why are you keep trying it and constantly going back to put it on because it does fit in more than one way. That title is not just for the fake prophets. It's also for the prophets that are on these platforms in this whole world and on all other platforms. This message goes out to the wind. You think the wind cares how you feel about it? I don't think so. It goes out because the wind catch up with the spirit of what is being said, and it travels in the direction that Yah see it fit. Now, what Sister Deborah is saying, there's a lot of clowning on the earth today, on the four corners, and definitely in the United States of America. Everybody proclaiming to be a prophet. Many people are coming out as prophetess. What I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, say unto you, stand down and stop the clowning. Yah is not calling people to search the world. He's not calling people to search the news, CNN, NBC, and all these things that's going on in the world on all platforms. He's not calling no one to do all the search all over the world of what's going on and then take what's in the biblical, bring it forth, put them together, and bring out their own prophecies. Yah is not about that. He has not sent not one to take on that type of task. Yah is not sending no one to tell you about to prosper and things about to get better and you about to get this and this. This is a time of this. No. Get a grip. We are in what you call DAY, that day. We are not in a time in which the false prophets are going to rise. They're going to rise and tell you we're in a different DAY. They would call it time. They would call it season, not knowing we are not even in time and season no more. That's why he turned it over to the wickedness, because it's their DAY. What do you mean, Deborah? Oh, they're going to change time and season. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till they really switch it over. They've been doing it, but not as it's prophesied. In that day, it's letting you know there's a day, Proverbs 16 and verse 4, that Yah has created for the day of evil and wicked and evil. They get a day, y'all. And if you think for 1 minute Yah is sending you to prophesy to the world as if the world gonna look up and listen and get it right. Yah is not sending his prophets to gain from the prophecies. Yah is not sending let me tell you something. He's not sending no administrative position, no position in the body of Hamashiach. Let me back that up. No position in the church is about prospering financial in this day and time. It's about prospering in the spirit realm. It's not about prospering in the flesh. It's about prospering in the spirit realm. While everybody is trying to gain, whether it's likes, subscribers, praise, beholding, looking to be put up on a pedestal to bring word of prophecies, word of vision, word of dreams unto the world. See, what y'all did not know, the world loves their own. and people going to feed the world because the world loves its own. See, this is how Sister Deborah is able to know who's who and what's what. Because as a young person, a teenager, I used to run, and even I ain't gonna say just a teenager, I would run to the father and say, but Father, this. He said, Deborah, use what I gave you. But they didn't. Deborah, use what I gave you. Try that spirit by the spirit. Matter of fact, didn't I give you the discerning spirit since you've been young? Use it. Add that to it. So I can't fail in what he has called me to do, nor the gifts in which he has poured out in my spirit. Oh, I might fail in your eyes because you flesh, you carnal minded. But in the spirit realm, you got the wrong one. Now, I might not have no sense in the natural, in this flesh, but you catch me on that other side in spirit and truth, you're going to get messed up from the floor. And I like to say to you all, the people that are portraying to be prophets, guess what time it is? Long suffering, endurance. What you mean? See, when you speak spirit and truth gonna speak to you, and you ain't gonna be collecting from these different platforms. No subscribers, no likes, no praise, no honor, no check. Why? Because you're on a mission from the Most High Yah. And the Most High Yah is not out here in this DAY to pay you from speaking his prophecies. See, what y'all didn't know, what people are pulling up with today is the same thing the world has been pulling up with for years. They go into the prophecies of Revelation, which I say 99.9 churches in the last from in the last, how would I say it? Back, I say 10 years ago, wouldn't go near Revelation. But the world went. The world shot into Revelation, saw all kind of ways they can make movies, and did a excellent job doing it. Taking out all different parts of Revelation and making movies and making millions of dollars, showing you a movie that's around what's happening in Revelation. That's how they were making their money. If you ever thought to look at the like Matrix, even if you look at Transformer, 2012, you go all the way back, those are parts taken out of Revelation because they felt that, hey, we can use what's in here to make money. That's what the people are doing on these platforms. They're making money, taking the prophecies out, adding it to their dreams and their visions. And this is what getting me. They're watching all the environment on the four corners that's happening in the news, and they combining them together and calling it Yah's warning. Let me tell y'all something. The reason why Sister Deborah knows that there's a lot of fake, false prophets and prophetess is because my brothers died. They lost their lives just to walk into a multitude of people to tell them what thou said, the Most High Yah. Let me say that again. Back in the biblical, I lost so many brothers, prophets, going into the multitude just to tell the multitude what the Creator had to say unto them. And what did they do? They killed him. The prophets yesterday didn't have to take in to the people that the Father sent them into. All they had to do is go speak on behalf of the Father. What do you mean, Deborah? That's all they had to do. They didn't have to come and take prophecies to take to the people. They didn't have to go and say, but the prophet of yesterday said this. Oh, but Moses said this. No, No, no. The prophets of the biblical was mouthpiece directly from the Father unto them to go to tell. And in spite of it, they lost their lives. You see what I'm saying? If you think for 1 minute that the way the prophets and the prophetess are conducting themselves today is in the righteous order, you's a lie from a deep pit hole, the bottomless pit, because none of that is true. The Father don't need you to bring prophecies that is clearly seen. If the world went into Revelation, pulled out all them prophecies and made movies, tell me what's hidden from the world. So what they're doing is they taking both sides. They're going into the world, seeing what's going on, and then they taking the prophecies and adding them to their dreams and visions and bringing you a whammy. This is what I said, y'all. Most of them don't have spirit and truth. Most prophets and prophetess don't have spirit and truth. They don't even have the light in the right hand. They don't even know who Christ is. They don't even know Genesis 1 and 2, the power that rests therein. So much missing, but yet they can have dreams, visions. They'll pull out the revelation prophecies, and then they'll go on this end and see what's going on in the world, put it all together, and bring you a good 2-3 hour message of what Yah is saying. Let's go back to the prophets of yesterday. When they go into the people, Yah say, okay, go and tell them this. You know, sometimes the prophet question Yah. Let's say, for instance, remember when he was sending Moses? Moses said, I can't speak, or he couldn't do it. Every time the Father sent his speakers as the prophets, they had to go into the multitude and speak exactly what he was saying unto the people. What we're doing today, you better watch yourself, because you're playing a dangerous game. One position out of the administrative position is that you do not want to step in, a prophet nor a prophetess, because we are mouthpiece for the Most High Yah. Today we are called the mouthpiece for a right now word, to where when we speak, we're giving the people a word from Yah that clams on top of the prophecies. Because Yah, if he's going to bring the prophecies that's clearly seen, that's why he says to me, it's over, Deborah, it's finished. Everybody else is out here just clowning, planning for all this work. Just say YouTube turned off all of this here. Do you think that these people will still be writing books out on the streets, in the church, in the synagogue, in the temples, giving their prophecy? No, they wouldn't. They'll be out there trying to find a job. But the devil has made them so much space and room that they go into every platform to speak the prophecies or speak it as prophets and prophetess to the world. When all our brothers died, hearing the word from Yah, going straight in it and telling the people exactly what thou said, the Most High Yah. They didn't need no prophecies that was hanging on the prophets. These prophets that went in as the mouthpiece of Yah, they didn't pour the prophecies of Elijah or Jeremiah or Jacob, or not Jacob, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, or Isaiah. They didn't pour the prophets' words. They were mouthpiece from Yah. And they go in and they tell. After a while, they get killed. Today, they're coming from dreams, visions, prophecies that's already there. The prophecies that's in Revelation is clearly seen. All Yah wanting from us as prophets and prophetess is a right now word that clams on top of the prophecies. Why? Because he wants you to speak spirit and truth. Spirit and truth is not books, y'all. Spirit and truth is not words, y'all. Spirit and truth is not this book. Spirit and truth is when the spirit of the Ruach lives in you and tell you the truth of the whole matter. That's the day Yeshua said shall come, that we will worship him in spirit and truth. Why? Because when that Ruach pull up, you best bet he ain't pulling up on your parking lot in the lane in which you created. When that Ruach pull up, he gonna pull in the lane that he created himself. I don't know what's this thing about prospering and gaining this and gaining that, or wanting to tell everybody, oh, when you're going to do this, and it's going to be like this for you. And that's not what a prophet of the Most High is about. That's not what he's about. He wasn't about it then. He ain't about it now. It's just a understanding in the flesh that people have had for throughout times. When I sat and I read Genesis 6 and seen how crooked the mindsets of people have tainted everything he said. He said left, they go right. Oh no, it's right. It ain't left. He said up, they go down. Or it ain't up, it's down. And I sit back and I said, well, Father, look like everything you say, they have turned it the opposite way. And they are content with that. They don't have any problems with flipping and scripting everything he have said. I say again, prophets and prophetesses, stand down. Then at the sound of my voice, you don't have to stand down. This ain't for Yah's name's sake. This is for your sake. Because tribulation and poured on into another lane on the parking lot. Tribulation poured in. Judgment poured in the parking spot. The wrath of Yah done poured in. It's on. So if you think that you titling yourself a prophet and a prophetess, and you're doing the will of the Father in the outer order of spirit and truth, you out of order because you ain't in the order of spirit and truth. A prophet and a prophetess of today, make sure they rest in spirit and truth. For he is the spirit that resides in us, and he is all truth. We have to be led by that. Not by going somewhere and someone tell you a prophet because you told them this. No, that's not it. Father, Yah wants you to know he ain't out here chasing the world. Heaven's got the world locked in and locked out. He know your beginnings and your ends. Everything is either in the Lamb Book of Life or in the books leading to the lake of hell. Where are you coming from? Get this. Before heaven and earth was created, he had everything mastered. Everything was where it's supposed to be. He got everybody works in the books of the lake of hell. And over here, he got the Lamb Book of Life. Everybody listed. Then he began to speak it into existence. How he wanted to rumble on the earth. We forgot the power, y'all. We want to teach, preach. We want to be a prophet. We want to be an evangelist. We want to be teachers, bishops, apostles, watchmen, seers. We want to be pastors. We want to be all these things with no spirit and truth that's reside with the power and the light. We don't want none of that. We want what we want because we really think it's about what we want and what we are wanting to teach and preach people. All prophets and prophetesses, again, stand down. You didn't like the first message, you ain't gonna like this one. But let the shoe fit on whomever have the size that line up. First and foremost, where I realize people are playing a dangerous games with these positions because they're doing it in the flesh. You understand what I'm saying? They're doing it in the flesh. They don't know that Heavens has already had everything orchestrated from that level. Okay, so if he had everything orchestrated from that level, what do he need you to come down and tell people something opposite when he had everything orchestrated from the level of the kingdom? He brought it to the earth, and he left messages or don't along or tokens on don't on down the line, so we can read, and the Ruach can lead us into the study of understanding. See, people don't even know there's two understanding. There's understandings in your flesh, and there's understanding in your spirit. People don't know there's two knowledge, one in your flesh and one in your spirit. People don't know there's two wisdom, one in your flesh and one in your spirit. Which one are you rumbling with on this earth today? That which is in your flesh. And if it's in your flesh, this is why you feel very offended when this sister speak on this topic. Prophets and prophetess, stand down. Stop the clowning. Understand, first and foremost, what a prophet is and what a prophetess is in this day and time. Let's rumble. I want you to understand that where we're at today is not a place that you say we are, because you have deceived many for 20, 30 years on these platforms, and you've been doing good. First and foremost, y'all ain't out here to pay nobody to speak righteous, to speak spirit and truth. That's not what y'all is. He ain't never been there. But that's what these platforms are for, so that you can get praise, so that you can get honor, so that you can get glory, so that you can get recognized. This is what these platforms are for. These platforms are not for trying to get people to see spirit and truth, because they're not going to see it. It's the devil's platform. It has been and it always shall be. Now, when we think that a prophet and a prophetess job is far fetched to the point where everything that you say in your dreams and in your visions and in your the prophecies and what you see in around the world is really what it is. He didn't even take all that to use the prophets of yesterday. The good thing about it today is we can speak on the prophecies, but we got to climb on top of it. Why? Because if anything he wants us to do is go into the prophecy and climb on top of them today. What do you mean on top of them? Only he himself knows what is going on today in spirit and truth. So when you telling the prophecies, you got to be able to tell it like it's him and him only. But what people are doing, they loving these praise, they loving this glory, they loving this fame on these devil platforms that's teaching them and getting them to believe that they are so special. They don't know the body of Hamashiach. They don't know their position and where they're supposed to be. They don't know who is the head, where the real power rests. They don't know any of that, but they know that they are prophets and prophetess to lead you to believe all dreams, all visions, all prophecies in the order of what they see going on in the world. That's not how the prophets nor the prophetess existed back then. Even the prophetess was also a judge. You see what I'm saying? You see how out of order everybody is? They don't care. Even the men, they are out of order. Because the way they portraying a prophet, oh no, baby. If the world can go into revelation and master it through movies, and you claim to be a prophet that knows the prophecies, well, why ain't you standing on top of them? Meaning bringing it to life today. That's what standing on top as the spirit of the Ruach, the creator himself, lay into you, so that the people would know and hear the prophecy in a higher level. The people can't hear the prophecy in a higher level because it's so important that everybody gets subscribers and likes. It's so important that people get praised and be heard because they put all these pieces together, y'all. They are working hard to put pieces together to come up with a message for you all that is to be said of y'all. The Father said, Deborah, my will is going to be done. Only thing holding my will up right now is grace and mercy. That's it. Grace and mercy is the only thing holding the Father's will up today. All this other stuff these people clowning on, no. They don't even understand. The Father said, the Most High said, his grace and his mercy is upholding his will. So what are you doing? Getting likes and subscribers, going to all these platforms, getting recognition as if you're giving the world something. And in spite of it, they giving you something. Where's your gift laid up in the heavens in the kingdom? You ain't going to have none. Why? Because you're going to gain all yours down on the earth because the devil platform got you really thinking you in heaven. You so famous. This is what's caught up in a lot of these prophets and these prophetesses. They don't understand this is the time of DAY. You're going to be long suffering and enduring right now. It's not a time that I have, and not one day out of a week that I have not built up on a video explaining I'm feeling this thing. I will be a liar from the pit of hell to sit here and tell you I don't feel this thing. What do you mean you feel? I feel the will of the Father. I feel his prophecies showing up and showing out. I feel that thing. I feel that thing. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you about the prophecy itself as if I'm adding everything going on in the world onto it, because a lot of it is matching it. But I'm not going to bring it out as if it's something y'all gave me, so that I still can get praise and likes, subscribers, and a check. I will not sell off. I will not sell off the word of Yah through spirit and truth. No. Someone wants to donate to Sister Deborah, I don't have no problem. But I am not going to sell on this devil's platform in the name of likes, subscribing, praise, support, and a check from the devil platform. No, I am not. I'm not going to sell out like that. And this is what separates them, and they don't know it. You cannot be who you think you are when you under that type of mentality. And I'm speaking to the prophets and the prophetess, fake, and the ones to portray to be the servants. Now, I want to go to Revelation. What you all don't understand, Revelation is the power punch of vengeance. This is when the spirit of the Most High Yah is throwing up and throwing down. I know y'all don't get it. Y'all don't, because you all think it's playtime. You all think it's time to rock subscribers and likes. It's time for me to get a check here and there. Now it's time for me to get recognized. I got to get famous. No, baby, it's tribulation time. It's judgment. It's the wrath of the Father on the earth. While you cranking up a lesson to pull forth for your name's sake. What is it doing? See, what I'm going to tell you another thing. The reason why you know this false is what and how and why do you not hear people feeding the body of Hamashiach? Why ain't nobody feeding the body of Hamashiach? Why? Why ain't nobody getting with the body? We know we got the head, we got the power in there, but come on, what's the deal with the body? Why ain't nobody in the body working that which is righteous within the body? Because nobody want to be in the body. Why? Because they don't like they really don't like it. They really don't like the head, which is Christ, which is all power. He don't need you to be the head if he is the head over the whole body. See, they don't like that. They got to be head on this platform. That's what they want. They want people to look at them and give them praise and glory and honor and to say, oh, yes, this person is. Oh, yes, this person. But when you finish, baby, there's a consequences. There's a price, another price you're going to pay. Because what you didn't know, my brothers lost their lives, most of them. Just to take a word, a right now word to a multitude of people as a prophet. For you to come in and pull up in the year 2024 and claim that you all that and some in the name of subscribers and likes, and I got on all these platforms and I'm gaining this, I'm selling from the platform, I'm doing all kind of things, and you think your rewards is in the kingdom? I don't think so. You are receiving your rewards right here on the earth, and know that they are your rewards. They're due you. You won't have nothing coming in the heavens, because heaven don't share nothing with the earth. You see, this is how messed up people are, and they don't see no problem with being the way that they are. Okay, now when you get to Revelation chapter 10, in Revelation chapter 10, it reads, but in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, this seventh angel, when he began to sound, the seventh angel, when he began to sound, the mystery of Yah should be finished. I want to let you know the mystery of Yah is finished. It's finished. The mystery of Yah is finished. The mystery is connected to the knowledge increasing in the last days, in that day, in the last day, in that day. It's connected. See, you all did not know that there was a mystery. There shall always be a mystery that rests into the servants of Yah, the prophets. And this is what a lot of them don't understand. There's a mystery that the servants of the prophets of Yah is still yet holding. And the mystery is not to go into revelation and bring revelation into you in your dreams, in your vision, and what's going on in the world, plot it on paper and bring it forth. That's not how a prophet mission is. That's not how. You can say what you want, all you want. That's not the mission. I can't see our men losing their lives as prophet back in the days, because they took the right now word to the mass, to the multitude, and was killed because of it. For you to come now and make up all of it and bring it forth to the people as if. I'm going to tell you the truth. What happens? It works. It works in the flesh realm. It works for them. It works for them. So this is what they continue in. Because a lot of people get a mindset. They don't get a mindset. They already born with this mindset that if you're prospering and you're gaining and people are praising you and recognizing you, that's blessed. All the prophets lost their lives to be the opposite of what you think you are today. That's sad. That's sad. The endurance and the long suffering that they went through for you to come today and make it the way you have plotted it to be. Because if the devil shut this platform down, a lot of them would give up life. They wouldn't want to even live. That's the reality. And don't think Satan don't know that. He knows that. They shut this platform down. 99.9 are act a fool. Because now they can't deceive you. They can't give you how they plotted up everything. The world been taking my father's word out of Revelation for quite a long time, making millions of dollars. That's what they're doing on YouTube. They have no spirit and truth. So they just go in, take out stuff, see what's going on in the world, matches it, you see, and the ideal of dreams and visions, bam, I got a mystery. I got a word from Yah. That's not how he runs. And many are doing it. Okay. So when you go into Revelation chapter 10 and verse 7, it says, but in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of Yah shall be finished, as he has declared to his servants, the prophet and the prophetess. Now, what you didn't understand, there are always going to be those that are going to be here in this day and time, as well as in time past that held mysteries. But the mystery, he's stepping into revelation because he wants you to know revelation is showing up and showing out. It's time for his vengeance. It's time for his tribulation. It's time for earthquakes and famine and all this stuff. That's what time we in, y'all. That's the day that we are in. That's the day that we are in, y'all. While everybody thinking it's time to prosper, it's time to party on YouTube and Facebook and all. It's time to gain subscribers. It's time to gain praise. It's time to gain likes. It's time to get that check, y'all. It's time to get paid. Wait a minute. Father, our prophets of yesterday lost their lives speaking on your behalf to the multitude. For this day and time to be as it is, and we say that we represent you. Come on now. Right here in Revelation chapter 10 and verse 7, it says, as he has declared to his servants, the prophets. So I say unto you, there's things that the prophets of today has that they can disperse out to the people. But what they disperse out to the people has to first and foremost come through spirit and truth, which is the ruach of the Creator who lives in us, that knows all things. He's the one put it out. He's the one send us out and say this, warn them of this, tell them this. But you best bet it's not going to be something where one is chasing dreams and visions and over here watching all the chaos going on in the world and matching it with revelation over here and putting it together. And now I got a good right now word from y'all. No, that's not how it's happened, because revelation already told you what is going to happen. You see? So we can't go up in revelation and use that. We can go up in revelation and teach it. But as a prophet, we got to stand on top of it. How are you going to, what you mean, Deborah? You got to come on top of the revelations. You got to come up on top of the prophecies. You got to stand on top of them with spirit and truth. You got to. Or else, what is there for you? You think that the Father going to take this DAY that he has given and assigned Satan and his to cause his to also speak to the world? Come on now. The world is set, y'all. They are already set. The world is set. It's set like a left and a right. The world is the left side. The right is the Lamb Book of Life. It's already set, y'all. When he says, okay, watch this here. When he say, he that is born of the serpent seed and the woman seed, that means spiritual seed and the serpent seed. When he say he that is born of the flesh and he that is born of the spirit, that means someone who's going to be born through a woman, and he's going to be born, or she going to be born flesh, but her spirit is going to come to represent the spiritual realm. Or is he born of the flesh, come to represent the flesh? And he that represents the flesh is the serpent seed. He that is of the light is of the light. He that is of the darkness is of the darkness. What part did y'all don't get that? So people don't understand. Everybody has already been assigned their eternal destiny. They just down here clowning because they don't know nothing about what Sister Deborah's talking about. They don't understand. You're feeling offended, and you need to, because you have taken on the trait in the flesh and in the spirit to not first and foremost, but to deceive yourself first and foremost, and to deceive others. All because the world is showing you that they on your side. They agree with you. They like it. They praising you. They giving you. What do y'all gain on this devil platform if it's not about spirit and truth with the light in the right hand? What is y'all gaining? What do he gain? What do he get out of Nobody can say. What do he get out of it? With your dreams and your visions. How you find all the issues in the world and all the prophecy, put them all together and come up with a good message. What is y'all gaining from it? You gaining likes. You gaining subscribers. You gaining praise. You're gaining a check. What is y'all getting out of it? You see why I'm saying prophets and prophetess, stand down. And yes, you are deceiving the whole world. And don't think he ain't letting you, because he the one created the 2 lanes. He created the 2 lanes before the foundation of the world, because he already knew Adam and Eve was going to be the first one walk in. That's why he made sure he had the tree of knowledge and good and evil right down there for him. He didn't have to. After he created them to be perfect, he created Adam to be perfect. And then put 2 trees down there, knowing already he was going to go for the tree, because he was already the serpent seed. See, y'all didn't know that. What do you mean, Deborah? How was he? He was perfect in creation. He was perfect in his spirit until he walked and took on his serpent seed identity, the tree of knowledge and good and evil. So when you get down here and you say woman, use a lie from the bottomless pit. That's what the Roman Catholic got y'all believing. Just like they got them believing soul. Soul don't have nothing to do with nothing. This battle is spirit and flesh. This battle is spirit and flesh. When Yah says principality in high places, he's talking about high positions. High positions. Like on the earth, we think high positions is president, government, Europeans, Russia, China. Wait a minute. Don't forget, there's powers beyond them that even rule them. But they're in man, flesh. See, we thinking that there are spirits running around here ruling everything. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That's why Satan is going to turn his power over to the beast. You see what I'm saying? It's the beast got to be a what? A man. See, Satan's seed acts like he does. Those are those Yah sent down to represent Satan's seeds. And there are many. You see? So therefore, when we thinking that principality in high places, we lost with a cause and without one. Because principality in high places is the power of the control of individuals. That's what principality in high places. They are not fallen angels, giants, or aliens in high places. That's not what he said. Everything on this earth is under grace and mercy. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? Everything under the earth is under the heavens is under grace and mercy. Even Yah's will is being upheld by grace and mercy. So therefore, all of these things that are actually taking place is actually taking place yet according to how heavens has already orchestrated it. So ain't nothing going on that he don't know or knew. So a lot of the stuff that we're bringing and thinking we're bringing forth unto people, unless it's spirit and truth, you're not bringing them anything. But your self-wisdom, your self-understanding, and your self-knowledge. Yah says, unless you're able to pull out spirit and truth on the world, you are not representing him as a prophet nor a prophetess. And in spite, you better make sure that you have some sort of light in your right hand. That's why I can stand boldly and say unto you, stand down, prophets and prophetess, because this message is speaking unto you. But if it does not fit you, then it is not for you. That's the difference. And I also want you to understand, the Father don't need flesh to do his will. You see what I'm saying? His will is going to be done. But because he has already invested spirits in each and every last one of us, either the spirit of the light or the spirit of darkness, this is the war that we're fighting against. When it says principality in high places, high position in the spirit, and not spirits running around here controlling stuff. Not fallen angels and giants and aliens. They cannot control. As if there's no control in the right hand of the Father. 99 point trillion don't know nothing about the right hand of the Father and the stretched out arm. That's all power. Why? Because they never sat down long enough to hear the Most High Yah Spirit teach them from the inside out. They were so busy teaching, wanting to know everything, wanting to be a leader, a ruler, a king, and rule. They wanted to rule their husbands and rule their wives. They so busy caught up in ruling that in the flesh and didn't sit down to hear the true rule them from the inside out. And this is what you see today. This is what you see today. People still lost with the cause and without one. They don't understand that if you didn't understand Genesis 1 and 2, you don't understand nothing in this book. I know that to be a fact, because after the spirit of the Ruach of the Creator taught me Genesis 6, and I'm like saying, but Father, you know that's not what they teach it. He said, but it don't matter. They ain't teaching nothing that I started everything with. They done flipped it all kind of ways. And me as a living prophetess, I'm sitting here watching it. That's why the endurance spirit was given to me, so that I can endure what I'm hearing from the spirit and what I'm seeing in the natural. It takes some endurance. You're wondering, well, why are they teaching and preaching this? And why are they lying on this? And it's sad to know thousands of years they have followed the lie instead of the truth. So I want to go into Revelation, and he wants you to understand out there, you so-called prophets and prophetess. Revelation is where strictly vengeance. This is where the Father's right hand throw up and throw down. Many of you all don't understand that. That's why you can't go into Revelation, pull out prophecies and match them to your dreams and visions and to what's going on in the world. Because only the Ruach HaKodesh is the only one knows how to stand on top of what the prophecies are saying. And when he do, he'll send his prophets and his prophetess to speak on those things in that order, in spirit and in truth. Not in your truth, not in your spirit, but in his spirit and who he is and truth. Here we go. When you get to Revelation chapter 2 and 7, you get to Revelation chapter 2 and 7. And in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 7, it reads, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. Now, this is the power that's in here. That ear is a spiritual ear. That is a spiritual ear. You can't get that. You can't shop for that. You can't go and open up your freezer like they got people thinking that you can go in your closet and put on the whole armor. That's just how low graded their mindset is. The whole armor is all spirit, and they talking to people like the whole armor is natural. You can just go in your closet and open up the door and put it on. Come on now. Y'all, this whole thing is spiritual, but it's ran by the flesh of men and women. That's where the battle is really at. It's not the flesh that you're fighting. You're fighting the spirit that are within the flesh. See, but no, they want to make it spirits outside, and the flesh is good, but the spirits on the outside is what's throwing down. Y'all, they got y'all all bent up and down, and it's nothing else nobody can do with you. Nothing else nobody can do with you. They got you all. Now, in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 7, he says, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says. But he's letting you know that you have to have an ear. He's telling you right there, don't now one of you all go into Revelation without the ear to hear. Y'all didn't know that, did you? You thought you can just pull up in Revelation, pull it down. Why do you think that no one never would go in there and teach that and preach that in the churches, in the synagogue, and in the temple? They didn't touch Revelation, because Revelation is something special, y'all. It's strictly spirit and truth. And he's telling you at the beginning, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church, to the body of Hamashiach. Let them hear. So if you coming up in Revelation as a prophet and a prophetess, and you think you can pull out these prophecies and add them to your visions, your dreams, and what's going on, a lot of times they just looking at stuff in the world, and then they take the prophecy and add them. Oh, I got it. I got the answer. This is what he's telling you. You see what I'm saying? That's not it. That's not it, y'all. That is not it. He's sitting here telling you, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. The church is spiritual, y'all. That's the church that's under the body of Hamashiach. The saints and the church, they're under the body of Hamashiach. Hamashiach is the power, and he is the head over the body of Hamashiach, over his own body. You see? You see what's going on? So he's saying, don't come up in Revelation thinking you're going to come up in here without spirit and truth. They didn't come years ago. Why? Because they was afraid. So those that's coming into Revelation, don't come up in here without the ear to hear what the Spirit is saying. So when we as prophets and prophetess, we want to pull up in Revelation, you better stand your tail down. This is only for those who know spirit and truth, who have that ear to hear. And let me back that up and back that down. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1. We're talking about that ear to what? To hear. But now Sister Deborah finna tell you something that you didn't know. Okay? When you get to that Revelation chapter 2 and verse 7, you notice it says, he that has an ear, then you see the word L-E-T, let him hear. You know what he's talking about? Let's go to Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3. And Yah said, let. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 6. And Yah said, let. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 9 says, and Yah said, let. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 11, and Yah said, let. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 14, and Yah said, let. In Genesis chapter 1 and verse 20, and Yah said, let. You cannot pull your tails up in Revelation without the spiritual ear and the power therein. Let is the power of the Father's right hand. It is Christ. So when he said in Genesis 1 and 26, let us, he was talking to his own power in his right hand. So you pull up in Revelation, and I'm like saying, well, wait a minute, the Father is saying, let. Deborah, tell those people, let the power of the Spirit say unto the church. See, y'all missing it. You ain't got no business up in Revelation. None of you. If you don't have the ear to hear and the power backing it up by the Spirit to the church. So as you see that, I'm like, okay, that's in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 7. In Revelation chapter 2 and verse 11, he that has an ear, let, just like in Genesis 3, 6, 9, 11, 14, all the way down, let. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 11, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 17. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. Revelation chapter 2 and 29. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. Revelation chapter 3, verse 16. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. Revelation 3 and 13. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. He that has an ear, Revelation 3 and 22, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the church. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 20. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. You ain't got no business in Revelation without the ear to hear and the power of the Spirit of Yah to bag it up and out in you. You all are chasing your tails. So it goes on to Revelation chapter 2 and verse 21. As I look in Revelation chapter 2 and 21, he's talking to me, y'all. He's talking to me. I have the ear to hear. I let the Spirit say unto the church. Okay. When you get to Revelation chapter 2 and verse 21, it says, and I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. You know why? A lot of you are chasing the world, and you're trying to convince the world that y'all gonna do this, y'all gonna do this, y'all gonna do this, and he's gonna do this, and he's gonna do this because you're doing this and you're doing it. Guess what? These people already know more than you know. So is it important that they know who you are and chase your page, your subscribers, your likes, your praise? Or are you about the Father's business in spirit and truth? What are you about? For the simple reason is this. Revelation is speaking to a people that has an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. It's giving the warning to he that has an ear. He ain't trying to give the world the warning in a way that we thinking that we got to warn the world. The world has already warned us that they've been in Revelation before you even entered, before you was even born. They was in Revelation making movies. So when you think you're giving them something, you don't know the type of hate that's in this world. You don't understand the type of Satan seeds that's in this world. And then I was just telling people on my live chat, why is it there's no revival among those that's in the body of Hamashiach, those that has the light, those that are born of the Spirit? You see, it's strange to me. But we on this devil platform trying to warn Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye West. Baby, let me tell you something. As a prophet, Yah is not sending nobody out to warn those who are already sold over. And he ain't coming to warn you. For what? This is You got to understand, when he sent out prophets of yesterday, he sent to say his word, what he had to say right now. They took him out. They took it to the multitude, came back, got another word from Yah, took it to the multitude killed him. So what are you talking about? The multitude didn't kill all of them, but most of them. That's what they did to all the prophets. So you telling me their life and their death and what they had to go through for you to come today and put yours on YouTube, Facebooks, and all these here channels to get praise, glory, and honor that you are somebody in Yah? Come on now. You have to long suffer this thing. You have to be enduring. It is not about you getting glorified, getting likes and subscribers and praise to give people things that you say Yah is saying to you. What if when this shut down, then what? You shut down then, don't you? Where's your spirit and truth? Where's your light to the world? What can you say to people? You see what I'm saying? When we start to lay our head on the bosom of the Father and let our head rest on his bosom and hear what he has for us to say, then we'll be okay. But we have to stop chasing the world as if Yah sent prophets out here to chase the world. Did you all understand that most of the prophet was speaking to God's people? That's what he sent them to, the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. There were times where he sent them to others to tell them to give them. But when they didn't, what y'all do? Oh, you ain't gonna give it to them? I'll step in there and take it. You see what I'm saying? Y'all ain't sending prophets out to warn the world when he know the world. What is it? Wait a minute. He getting ready to chop the United Snakes down. Why are we trying to reason with the United Snakes as prophets? We ain't got no business reasoning with them. We ain't got no business telling them you gonna get in trouble or he gonna do this and do this because you do this. No. Look at Revelation, y'all. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 21. And I gave her space to repent for fornication, and she repented not. Let me go somewhere else. Revelation chapter 2 and 21. I got that one. Revelation chapter 9, and I should have got all 6 verses, but I didn't. I didn't on this one here, but I did it on another study. Revelation chapter 9 and verse 20 and 21. Just listen to this one. Here go a really good example. This is in Revelation chapter 9 and verse 20 and 21. And the rest of the men which were not killed by the plagues, even if they killed or if they are not killed by the plagues, they still ain't gonna repent. So listen to this. Revelation chapter 9 verse 20. And the rest of the men which were killed, which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of their works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of golds and silvers and brass and stones and wood, which neither they see nor hear nor walk. Verse 21, neither repent they of their murdering, their sorcery, their murdering, sorcery, their fornication, nor their theft. Now he's sitting here telling you they ain't gonna repent. And you mean to tell me Yah is sending us to keep telling the world what he gonna do to them as if they don't know he's gonna do it? Let me tell y'all something. Year and a half, I've seen Europeans with their own prophecies, okay, with the understanding of what they're understanding about Revelation. Many of them are far from this. They're far from it. Because none of them want to admit that Revelation 18 is the United Snakes. But then you have a lot of them that do. I ain't gonna say a lot. You have some that do. They admit that, okay, Revelation 18 is the United Snakes. Okay. But the reason why the world is not going to buckle down to prophecies in which we are gaining money to give to them on these devil platforms. That's unjust, y'all. That's unrighteous. And if you see any righteous and just in that, something wrong with you. Something is wrong with you, because it makes me think of all the prophets that died just to take the multitude of word from Yah. And then the prophecies here, the prophets here gain money on the devil platform for liking and subscribing and praise. Come on now, y'all. Come on now. People donate to you, no problem. But when you have sold out to the devil's platform and lining up on all these devil platforms to give Yah's prophecy, come on now. Even the prophetess in the days, they were judged. They were judged. People came to them to be what? Judged. And I can't even get on here and tell the prophets to stand down and the prophetess to stand down. But that's what the prophetess were back in the days. Judge. Oh, nobody don't want that. See, this is the problem with body of Hamashiach that is not the body of Hamashiach. It's the wicked body of Hamashiach. People who say they are part of the church and the saints, but they don't have Christ as the head, as the body. Because if they did, they'll understand what Sister Deborah is saying easily. Okay, so here in Revelation, he says, Revelation 9:21, neither repent they of their murdering, nor their sorcery, nor their fornication, nor their theft. Now, this is tribulation he's talking about. And all through, it's another, I think it's 4 more verses in Revelation after chapter 9, speaking of their, and they still didn't repent, and they still didn't repent, and they still didn't repent. Do you think that Yah was waiting for them to repent? No, he just letting you know this is how wicked the mindsets were during tribulation. So what we do is we erase that, like we erased everything Yeshua said. We took it and we just threw it out the window and made it our flesh understanding, our flesh knowledge, our flesh wisdom. And we capping it with all these emotions within us that causes us to feel offended when spirit and truth is spoken. But that spirit and truth is what the prophets in the days had that cost them their very life. See, y'all didn't know that. It was spirit and truth. They spoke spirit and truth, and they decided to kill them. While y'all get on these devil platforms and make money from everything that has to do with anything, especially using the Most High Yah, the Creator, as your front runner for you to be able to get the fame that you're getting. It's not of Yah. Stand down, prophets and prophetess. I say again, whether you like it or not. Okay, so what has taken place here is the Father has revealed to me how Revelation was already, it was really set for a people that could hear. That's why he was saying it to all the churches. Hear what the Spirit of Yah is saying. So when we go into this here Revelation, we're going, people who go into Revelation that don't know spirit and truth and don't have the light in their right hand, they're going in here to swing these prophecies their way. And that's what makes so much sense to Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness. I see them slinging it, and I'm like saying, how could they sling it that way? How did they get? And you know what? The saddest thing, a lot of them don't even know Genesis 1 and 2. A lot of them never really knew what took place in the days of Noah in Genesis 1. A lot of them don't know a lot of things in this book about Moses, about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. A lot of them don't know a lot of things, and they don't even care to know. Right now, this is about fame. This is about fame and fortune. I see these Black women having all these babies on these YouTube platforms. All this stuff they haven't and ain't even see what time we're in. It does, and no one, it's not even bothering. And he's sitting here saying and allowing it to be spoken about. John is speaking about how in Revelation 9, how neither repent they, and these are people who went through some of the plagues. He's sitting here, they don't care about no plagues. They don't care about you, Father, opening up the bottomless pit, bringing these things out. They could care less, y'all. And that makes a lot of sense, because I was hooping and hollering 2 years ago saying, Father, they don't see what they doing. They don't see that's a biochemical they shot up in them. They don't see this. They don't see their father. They don't see what's going on. Father, what's going on? They don't understand it. They don't see it. Deborah, it's okay. These things need be. Because everybody think they got a trick in their sleeves. But the trick is really on you. You can go around here and you can role play this thing. You can play this thing as if you got it made from A to Z. Sister Deborah don't know no more from A to B. That's it. That's as much as I know, A to B. But you catch me in C and D. I know I don't have no sense, but you catch me in C and D in spiritual realm, you're going to be messed up from the floor. Because that's where it's at. Don't let people tell you the war in the spirit is between the spirit, as if it's not the spirit that is in men and women. You think that a woman wants to put her baby in the stove and burn them up. One lady put her baby in the pot and killed the other one. Okay, a man killed his mother, his uncle, his sisters, his brothers. Another man decided to kill his wife and all his kids. You're going to tell me that's a spirit that's running around all in town? Y'all, these are spirits in the individual. These are spirits in the bodies. They came down here like that. But because of the DAY we are in, it's just like Revelation. 10 years ago, you couldn't get too many people even want to step into Revelation. Now they all floating in it because they using the prophecies and the things that is said to try to bring light, fake light into your sight. But he already done labeled it at the beginning. Y'all, look. These people, you going up into Revelation, it's really for he that has an ear. And I agree with it. Because he that has an ear is still the same as he that has spirit and truth. Same thing. Anybody else go up in Revelation, grabbing prophecies, trying to apply them to the world, thinking the world gonna get it right, you go right ahead. And I want to say to many people, they quick to say, but it said that he don't want nobody, he want everybody to be saved, or he want everybody, he don't want nobody, what is it? Somebody, they sent me some messages, said somebody, he don't hope that no one, he hope that everyone is saved. Baby. The Roman Catholic has went into this book, smeared it up and smeared it down. But guess what? The key to it. When we stand in front of glory, the Most High Yah, you are not going to be able to use, the Roman Catholic said this. Oh, they took the books out of here. They took this book, and Enoch said this. Jasper said this. This one said that. You're not going to be able to use those things at the throne. Why? Because heaven got you wrote in and wrote out. So anything your mouth trying to confess is because you belong in the lake of fire. You don't know how to still shut your mouth when you come before the throne of Yah to be judged. You still running your loud mouth, and not even understand you in glory. You ain't got no business saying nothing to my Father. He know all things. You don't have the right to be sitting up trying to justify, clarify, and identify all that you did down here on earth. He got you wrote in the Lamb Book of Life already, in the lake of fire. You see how foolish it sounds. You see how foolish it is for the mindsets of people. For the mindsets of people. In Revelation, it talks about let the spirit of Yah. That word let is power, y'all. It was found in Genesis. Let. It's power. It's the Father's right hand. It is his power. And if you think for 1 minute you're going to rewrite everything and sell it on YouTube, you go right ahead. Just as Satan has done an excellent job, you can do an excellent job too. Lead those multitude of people where they need to be led to. Because they go in there whether they like it or not. So it ain't like you getting all of these people following you because they follow you because you really have something. They following you because they're going the same route in the way that you're going. And you best bet, when we stand before the Most High Yah, it's going to be about what you did to lead all this mass multitude. See, Satan ain't telling y'all that. He's telling you, oh, no, come on, you can get a check. You can get as many subscribers and likes and praise. And this is what I learned. I've been on here 5 years, and I sat and watched. Y'all don't get no praise. He don't get no honor. He don't get no glory. He don't get nothing. But they think that them getting likes, subscribers, and praise and funds and a check from the devil, they got it going on. We famous. But you know what that said? That you sold your tail out. Because if you was really serving Yah in spirit and truth, you wouldn't be getting a dime. You wouldn't be getting a dime. Because the calling is spiritual. It is holy. It is not to be paid by the world nor Satan in his platform. So I have the right to stand bold as a prophetess in the wilderness, taught by the Ruach of the Creator. What would I look like bowing down? What would I look like with all the things that he has embedded in me? What would I look like bowing down to you all? When I serve the Creator himself in spirit and in truth. It doesn't make any sense. I sit back and I see how people just continue, just insist on making sure they right with YouTube. But what about with Yah? What about with Yah? They want to spread as much news to the world. They want to warn the world. What about the body of Hamashiach? Why ain't nobody talking to the body of Hamashiach? Why ain't even the tribe of Judah got up to try to? I know why they ain't, because Jacob said they wasn't going to get up at all. So I know that. They getting up talking about I'm kings, leader, and rulers. And woman, shut up. But that ain't even of Yah. That was the Roman Catholic, just like they did in Eve in the garden. Smeared it. You'll never understand the power that was present during all that time, allowing all these things to be smeared the way that it was. Why? Because he already had everything locked in heaven, in the heavens, y'all. He got the Lamb Book of Life locked in, and he got the books that's leading to the lake of hell. Why do he got to come down here and tell you, stop that, child, don't do this, stop that, don't do this, stop that, don't do this? And what the seventh angel said when he blew the last trumpet, what was said that the mystery of Yah it shall be finished, and it is. Yes, there was a lot of mystery, and one of them was that knowledge shall increase, and the knowledge was not fleshly knowledge, learning about AI. These people who portray to be representative of Yah, they tamper into AI. And when you tamper into that demonic playroom, something in you ain't right. Something in you ain't right. As easy as they made it for you to go in and ask questions through AI, it's just as easy as y'all looking at you saying, see, look at you going over here. How can you be on the right if you're walking all up in the left? How can you say you the light and you all up in the darkness? It's like every technology is winning a lot of our tribe of Judah men that's educated in biblical as they think they are, according to the white man. Let's put it like that. They're trapping themselves under Egyptology and all this here. Oh, they're excited about AI. Everything that has to do with the outer man. And they ain't got nothing in their spirit, in the inner man. But when you tamper with AI and you go playing with all of this, it identifies really whose side you on. I don't care how much you hoop and you holler. You role play. You can dress in fringes, have your head wrapped. You can look any way you want. The truth be told, you messed up from the floor, because it ain't an outer man, it's an inner man. He said they're going to be wolves in the inside, Deborah. And they're going to dress like sheep on the outside to deceive the mass. Don't ever tamper with AI, you guys. Don't ask it no questions. Don't desire it. Don't. Because if you walking in spirit and truth with the light in your right hand, you don't want to play on Satan's playground. It's enough of that going on these devil platforms. But I thank the Most High for allowing me, his prophetess, to come on this devil platform and still yet shine light and give him the glory and him the honor and him the praise and speak spirit and truth. Only the Father himself. Yes, there's times that they come on, they take down videos, and I'm like saying, well, why they come way on mine? You know, I ain't got no subscribers. I ain't got no likes, because they know who they're dealing with, y'all. They know who they're dealing with. People who've been on here for years, the reason why they don't bother them is because they have sold out to them in a way that's off the chain. And a lot of you all be on this devil platform looking at people and praising people, don't even understand. These people then sold out. Because that's why they go into wanting to tell you everything in the world that's going on, and then throw you a few cents, 2 pennies of Yah's word, and think that that's okay. See, they ain't gonna come on here and spend. They don't even understand them 2 pennies. You could have kept them, because it ain't gonna do you no good in the kingdom. He know who you are. That's why people right today, you got a lot. Y'all don't know this. A lot, even in the Muslim, they going into that AI. Them educated men that came from under Pharaoh. I'm not Pharaoh. What's his name? Farrakhan. A lot of them then left out of that to go over into this science and all of this, because they think they got a better chance over there with the technology and to know about Egypt and who built Egypt. When you finish, y'all, let me tell y'all something. We sit here and we give glory to giants. We give glory to fallen angels. We give glory to aliens. But you fail to realize y'all can build anything and bring it down at the same time. He said, I built them up, Deborah, just to bring them down. You see what I'm saying? So when we finish giving all this glory to all these outside entities, all we doing is worshiping in the inner, the fleshly entities over the spiritual power. There can't be aliens, y'all. There can't be giants. There can't be fallen angels without Yah. And if he has formed these things, he's going to warn you of them. He's not going to warn you by the flesh of books. He's going to warn you by spirit and truth. Revelation, you pull up Revelation, it ain't telling you nothing about what the world is talking about on the left hand. Y'all ain't even paying no attention. Revelation ain't afraid of AI. Revelation ain't sitting here telling you fallen giants or fallen angels and giants and aliens. Revelation ain't telling you that. Yeshua stepped on the scene. He wasn't telling you that. The apostles weren't telling you that. So just like Christian, who came up with Christian? The Father in heaven wasn't telling them that in the Old Testament. Yeshua didn't pull up and call nobody Christian. The disciples didn't pull up and call nobody Christian. Revelation didn't say nothing about Christian. Where are we getting? See, it ain't that somebody doing something to us, bothering us, and manipulating us. We manipulating our own self because we are the seed of the serpent, and want to pretend that we are the seed of the spirit. We are strictly the seed of Satan. Something else I wanted to share with you. Yeshua was the Son of Man. Okay. He fasted for, I think it was 40 days. Him fasting 40 days to be. What do you mean? To be. Meaning this was the power of the Father. That he fasted to be tempted by Satan. Just as Satan was tempted by Job. Who called Satan on Job? The Most High Yah. Well, when Yeshua had to fast, it's because it was a mission of the Father that he be tempted by Satan to train his anointed ones, that we too shall be tempted by the ways of Satan's seeds. and Satan himself. We're going to be tempted. So Yeshua had to go up the mountain here, not up a real mountain, but here in his mind. He had to go up there without the power. Why? So that you and I in the flesh could understand that in the flesh, we don't live alone, but we live by what? Every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. And if you think this biblical book is the word, it is words. But the word in which he says, it is written, he said to Satan. Why was Yeshua telling Satan it is written? Because we should too. When we are tempted by spirits that's in men and women, and even Satan himself, we have the ability to say it is written. When we say it is written, you know what that means? Yeshua said to Satan, it is written. What is he saying? The power that be's, my Father, has already wrote it from the beginning to the end. What you think you doing? That's what he's saying to Satan. It is already written, Satan. What are you doing? And as Satan continued to tempt him, that is the same way it is today. Constantly tempting through people, through media, through all kind of things that are wicked and evil. But when we understand that it is written that man don't live on bread alone, letting you know your flesh ain't all that. It's every word that proceed out of the mouth of God. Now let me explain something to you. Genesis 1 is the reason why they denied the power therein. Because the power rests in the word. And the word rests in the power. They come together. And because people never understood the word, they didn't understand the power, but yet they think that Yah sent them out here to be prophets and prophetesses, and they don't know nothing about the word, nor do they know anything about the power. Because they think it's the way they have been taught by their parents and by men and churches and bishops and scholars. But baby, let me tell you something. They can teach you what these words in this book is saying, but only the Ruach of the Creator can teach you the word, which is the truth of the whole matter. Not half, but the whole matter. That'll back anything and anybody down that try to pull up. If you don't have spirit and truth, you don't have anything. So when Yeshua was up on top of mentally dealing with Satan, and he kept telling him it is written, let me tell you something. That's a powerful thing to say in this day and time. When trouble come upon you, it is written. It is written. Because that written is when Yah is already having wrote up in the heaven. What is written? The word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah is the power. It is all written. The word that we don't live on the bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. That means every power of Yah couldn't hold you up. And what Satan wanted to know, he didn't want to hear that. Each time he come after him, he kept telling him it was written. So when he wanted him to do a suicide attempt, he said, go on. And if you fall, he'll have angels to catch you before you hit. For it is written. That's what Satan said. For it is written. He played on Yeshua the same thing Yeshua kept telling him. For it is written. But it still did not help at all. Because the mission of Yeshua going to that mountaintop was because Yah sent him there for us. That we too will be going in life to that mountaintop where we are tempted by family members, co-workers, church members, neighborhood, community, a state, country. We're going to be tempted. But to know that we don't live on bread alone, but every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. And when it proceed, the word is power, and the power is word. So guess what Satan did? Satan said, only reason why I'm tempting you is I want to find out, are you up here by yourself or what? That's really what he was. See, that's as far as he could go. He thought that, okay, I'm being allowed and I'm being led to tempt you, but all I want to know, Satan only wanted to know one thing on that, messing with the mind of Yeshua. He only want to know one thing, and that one thing, do you have the power with you? That's all Satan wanted to know. That's all he wanted to know. Do you have that power with you? Why? Because the Son of Man didn't go up there with the power. He went up there alone in the flesh, because he knew that we too in the flesh will go to mountaintops and be led by the cares of the world and the issues, Satan and everything. So he says, when we come to understand that we don't live on bread alone, but every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. And to understand the word, you got to understand the power. To understand the power, you got to understand the word. They deny my power within, Deborah, because they know not the power. Why do you think Nebuchadnezzar, when he saw the 3 Hebrew boys in the fire furnace, what did he say? Didn't we put 3? Well, wait a minute. I see another one up in here that looks like the what? Not the Son of Man, but the Son of Yah. Why? Because he knew that it takes the power of Yah to stop these men from burning. I see the power of Yah in that fire furnace, keeping them Hebrews from burning. If Nebuchadnezzar can identify that, what happened to you all? That's how sad it is. But these people out here talking about they prophets and prophetesses, stand your tails down and understand spirit and truth. With the light in your right hand. And if Father didn't give you spirit and truth, and he didn't give you a light to shine upon the world, let me tell you something. Stand your tail down then. Ain't nobody called you to be no prophet nor no prophetess. It's everything that you understand is based on the way you set it up and the way you interpretate and the way you put it together. No, That's why a lot of these female prophetess are sitting here telling people, oh, it's time to prosper. This is a day of prospering. This is because this is what the mindset of flesh want to hear. They want to hear the things that make their flesh content. They flesh feel some hope. Yeah, you can have hope in the flesh, but that hope ain't going to last. You better have hope in the spirit. And that's what people don't understand, the tools that came from heaven. Everything came down in tools. While you chasing the one, the other is predestined for eternity. And you run around here chasing the other, thinking that since I can gain on the earth, I ain't worried about crossing that bridge into heaven, just long as I can get what I can get now. And that's what the mindset is like today. That's their mindset today, y'all. As long as I can get what I can get. And this is what they ride on. So as I was listening to, let me go to Proverbs 20. Let's see what that's my last verse. Proverbs 20. Proverbs 20 and verse 12. And it reads, Proverbs 20 and verse 12. And it reads, the hearing of the ear. There go that one ear. And the seeing of the eye. Yah has made even both of them. Look how he say one ear and one eye. Yah has made both of them. That is the spiritual ear, you guys, and the spiritual eye. Yah has made it for those that are spiritual seeds to see and to hear what thou said, the Most High Yah, in spirit and in truth. And many people can't hear That's why he constantly try to comfort me with the words, Deborah, 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 Deborah. They say they see, but they cannot see, baby. They say they hear, but they cannot hear. I tried to convince the disciples the same thing. They was troubled by it when I wanted them to know. I give them parables, but I'm going to give you, Deborah, the word. That's the difference. It's the same. No different. What I'm saying. I was given spirit and truth. You given the words out of a book, out of the mouth of men and women that holds no power, no light, and no spirit and truth. No spirit and truth, none whatsoever. But yet you're running on this earth, on this platform, speaking every word that you're reading into Revelation and seeing the prophecies coming to pass. Let me explain something to you all. Prophecies is going to come to pass with you or without you. You got to get your criteria in order before you be on this constant, keep coming to this devil platform, chasing that dollar, chasing that like and that subscribers. That's all for the flesh. What do you have to put out in the spirit? Being so many of my brothers lost their life because y'all said something to them. They shot in and told the people they were gone. Not that quick, but that's how they end their lives. These people didn't end their lives. A lot of them didn't end their lives as older men. The people did not like what they were saying, but it wasn't that it was in their control. It was still Yah's control. But I noticed that the Father always made sure he got out of here. After he used them as prophets, they got out of here. But never do the prophets go in and really change the people's minds, especially when it come down to males. You can't say nothing to them. They got a mind inside of a mind. So when we are on these platforms as prophets and prophetess, we got to know that you either going to represent your flesh and you're going to represent your flesh in the spirit of Satan's seed, because you ain't going to represent Yah without spirit and truth. You ain't going to represent Yah without the light in your right hand. You see? These people are coming up on here and they just making a whole platform and then going to all these other different platforms doing the same thing. What is all that for? Why are you building up treasures here on earth to please the world? The world don't love you. They don't care for you. So why are you feeling that Yah's prophecies need to be totally dedicated to the world? Come on now. The prophecies is what it is. It says what it says. It means what it means. If you're going to speak the prophecies of my Most High, you better climb on top of them. You better climb on top of them bad boys. Because if you can't climb on top, stand your tail down and don't speak at all. Climbing on top is when the Father gives you spirit and truth of the whole matter of the prophecies. Of the prophecies. Because what happened is we get into ourselves and we learn how to master a way that people begin to see us and to begin to think that we are holy, and then to begin to think we are perfect. Then to begin to think, oh, we work to keep on seeing every day because we get the yearning. They be getting the yearning for all the information one is getting. When it get like that, let me tell you something. You just stepped into a realm that is not spirit and truth. And they going to love you to your last day. Because true prophets and prophetess, there is endurance and long suffering set up within them. And if those that have been on my page, they would tell you it's not a day out of a week that I do not tell them. Matter of fact, it might be more than 1 or 2 days where I tell them I'm feeling this thing. See, a prophet feel this thing. The prophet ain't to go reading and taking, y'all said. First, it has to be applied. And then come to me through the spirit. I have to feel this thing. That's when your spirit is under the subjection to your flesh. And now your flesh is feeling what your spirit is being revealed. Now you can put it forward. You see, you got to feel this thing. So if people are out here claiming to be prophets and prophetess, you got to feel this thing. One lady told me I need to take that last video down. This is why I'm making this second one. And I'm putting on here again and again, prophets and prophetess stand down. And I'm talking 10 toes on spirit and truth. Shut it down because you hurting me. For me to read that hurt me. No, Yah does not answer to us. Somewhere along the line, people ain't learned to answer to him. They think he has to answer to us. How and why you say that, Deborah? They do. They think that their emotions is more important than Yah. They think their feelings is more important than the Creator. I disagree with that, y'all. I disagree with that. Say 18 years ago, I was on the floor, hooping and hollering and crying, saying to the Father, it sounds like you got silent on me, and you the one brought me here, way to Georgia. Sound like you getting silent. Y'all, I was acting, cutting up on the floor. I sat up on that floor and I just kept crying. And you know what the Father told me? Just as clear in my spirit. Ooh, that was a big lesson for me. He said, Deborah, your tears is likened to icicles to me. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. He said, he told me my tears is likened to icicles. These things need be. And I have kept that all my life. And it's very hard to shed tears. Because I know that the things that I am beholding, it's going to make you hurt and it's going to make you cry. But no, your tears on the outside is like icicles to the Most High Yah. Because people use their tears to clown with. They use their tears out of emotions, out of feelings. Throughout my life, when he gave me, I think I was like 23, I was able to interpret tongues when people are speaking tongues. And I began to hear and understand. But the way the spirit of the Ruach taught me about tongues, he taught me in 3 forms. This is why Sister Deborah let you know a lot of things that people have embedded in them, and they're on these devil platforms teaching and preaching like they are anointed and appointed, is emotions and feelings. This is what he taught me. He said, I've given you the gift to interpret, but I want you to understand the spirits. I'm like, spirits to interpret the tongue? You know, I was like silly. I ain't know no better. Yeah, I wasn't but like 23. And he was saying, okay, the 3 is 3. And I'm like, the first one, the spirit of the Ruach taught me was the tongue of the flesh. He said, watch out, Deborah, for the tongues of the flesh. He said the tongues of the flesh reacts to songs, music, the reaction of other people. Their emotions and their feelings get caught up in what they see, what they're hearing. And then they get tied up in the emotions and they begin to jibber jabber. And then he gave me the song in the tongues in my spirit. And I said, but Father, I've heard that so many times. He said, that's what that is. He said, it's not the interpreted tongues. It is a tongue of the flesh that works based on emotions and feelings. I've seen that throughout my life, where people can be in a church and they hear good music, they hear a good song, and they see people shouting, and then they get caught up in the moment and they begin to jibber jabber. He was teaching me the tongues, which I only thought it was one. And he said, Deborah, the second tongue. Now, the first one is out of emotions. That's why I know that everything that is spirit, they're going to always be the flesh doing everything, trying to mimic that which is in the spirit. So he was showing me in the tongues, it's like unto that too. And he was telling me in my spirit how it sounded. And when he did that, I said, but Father, I've heard that too many times. He said, well, that's what that is. He says it has to deal with emotions and their feelings getting caught up in what is going on. Then he said, there's another tongue, and it goes like this. Now, this is what he was saying to me. He said, it goes like this. And he said, and it keeps repeating itself over and over, like it's tripping or like it's trying to catch on. He said, that is the serpent tongue. That is the serpent tongue. People who don't have the Holy Spirit, and they're speaking in tongue out of the serpent tongue. You see, it's like a wolf in sheep clothing. And he showed me how, and it was like, you see how it's repeating? Because he said, Deborah, it's repeating itself because it's trying to catch on to what? The ruach tongue. And it can't. He said, that's the second tongue. But the third tongue, Deborah, this is the one that I have gifted you. And that's why I would say to you and anybody in this world, when they took the tongues out from among the people, they didn't understand the power that was drained, that motivate and set the pace. The Holy Spirit tongue is not a tongue of private interpretation. It's not a tongue that says, I like you, you like me, forgive me, Father, have mercy, thank you for your grace and mercy. No. It's a tongue that can't be heard in the natural, but it's like a tongue that's heard by words, but the words is not your natural language. It's another language, but yet it's given into praise. It's praising him. And it is awesome, the example he gave me. Because I said, but it looked like they praising you and glorifying you. He said, that's what it is, Deborah. So see how they took tongues out? But he said the tongues never ceased out of the spirit of man. It ceased out of the house of what they call the church made with bricks. They banned it. They decided to raise dancing and other things in, and they boot the tongues, not knowing that the tongues was backed up with an interpreter. Had you just held on a little while longer to hear what the interpreter was saying, when it heard the tongues of people speaking in tongues, then you would have understood why he gave an interpreter to be, he says an interpreter to be present, so you can hear the tongues praising him. So when the tongues, say for instance, someone, say this man is over here, he's speaking in tongue, and I can interpret what he's saying, and he's sending praises up. Even in the building can hear him, but I understand the words he's saying. In my spirit, I can hear him sending praises up. So when he's sending these praises up, I'm speaking to the congregation what he's saying. So they understand that he's sending praises to the kingdom. What do you mean, Deborah? What did he tell y'all? What did he tell you? When praises goes up, blessings come down. He took that out. You see how messed up from the flow of all these denominations and these religions come in with their own interpretation of everything? Every gift that was poured out from the kingdom of heaven onto the bodies of Hamashiach, the body of Hamashiach was for to praise and give glory to the Father. So when all the gifts cease, that stopped the praises and the glories to the Father and honoring the Father. Now no one has gifts. They just go to church and listen to all this crap that they got now. Why? Because they took everything out of the church. And this is the same way it is even in the schools. Oh, they took prayer out. They took prayer. Shut your mouth. Prayer ain't never been in school. Prayer ain't never been in school. Because if you heard the prayer that they were praying, you would realize that wasn't even the real prayer. That didn't have nothing to do with the anointed Most High Yah. Negroes been lying for years and years behind the heathens and Gentiles. Oh, they took prayer out of school. This started when they took prayer. Lies after lies after lies. didn't even understand the prayers that you were praying. My country, tears of thee, hands on your heart, and all this. So that wasn't the prayer, but the prayers that they were praying, y'all, it wasn't touching the hem of his garment. You cannot pray to the Most High Yah without gripping the hem of his garment. It's vain and vax. What's the use of praying to the Most High Yah and you cannot grip the hem of his garment? It's vain and vax. So ain't nobody had no prayer in school that been a lie out of Negroes' mouth and heathens and Gentiles since time began. That's why I don't believe nothing nobody say no more. I don't take heed to nothing nobody say, because nobody was willing to tell the truth then. And the Father say, Deborah, still yet, they tell the truth now. So I, Sister Deborah, say again and again and again, prophets and prophetess, stand y'all tails down. If you're not speaking spirit and truth with the light in your right hand, you ain't got no business representing no Most High, at least saying you are. You are wolves in sheep clothing, trying to get glory on these platforms. And he's going to let you get it. That's one thing I love about the Most High Yah. He'll sit there and he'll let everybody do exactly what they do. He said, I ain't going to say nothing. I saw it before the foundation of the world. That's why I locked everything in. And that's why Yeshua was saying to Satan, it is written. Sister Deborah said to you now, it is written. So you can go on and do what you want to do and clown. But I say unto you, I suggest you stand down, because you are no different than Eddie Long. Had not he took Eddie Long out of here, Eddie Long would have got up in there and turned those other men out in that church. Once he had gotten, because everybody had forgiven him and had accepted him, and y'all said, no, let me pull you up out of here. You see? Because the church would have accepted him and put him right back in the pulpit. And he would have continued doing what he's doing, and that would have been a church where many of them would still be doing what he's doing. But what he say? You disgrace me. You disgrace your family, yourself, your church, your congregation, everybody around the world that watch you, you disgrace. But let me tell you something. Most of all, you disgrace me, because you lied to the people and you use who I am to get away with what you were doing and deceive the whole mass. Same thing on the devil platform. I'm telling y'all, people on this devil platform portraying many roles. They are wolves in sheep clothing, and they've been on here for years. And Yah has not sent these people. These people still today, year 2024, still no spirit and truth within them, no light. And they still on these platforms leading the mass, which is, the Father says, okay, because their purpose is to lead the multitude. The last thing you don't want is to be leading the multitude of the world through a gate that Yah has assigned you to lead them through. That's the last thing. That's why I say, if you are not speaking to the body of Hamashiach and you are a prophet, you're supposed to be speaking to the body of Hamashiach, not the world. The world loves its own. It got its speakers. Why are you over there speaking to the world? The world ain't going to get it right. Read Revelation, but I forgot you can't read Revelation if you don't have the ear to hear and the power to hear the spirit. That makes sense. See, ain't nothing is coming to change the world, y'all. You think he gonna come up in this in this world and change Babylon? You know what else? I'm gonna tell y'all something that's very powerful and scary at the same time. People ain't realized Babylon coming down. Babylon has already fallen, and you're gonna fall right in it. You still here, and you thinking you waiting for that ship to come take you out of here. You better think seconds, because if you thinking to take your flesh out of here and your spirit has no need in it to represent Yah, you're gonna be left right here. So a lot of people, when they getting ready and preparing here, they don't even know their heart is going to be left right here, because that's what they're saying to the Most High Yah. I'm going to do it my way all the time. I'm going to prepare here my way. I ain't looking for nobody to come, because I got too much invested right here. I'm telling y'all, people are not speaking spirit and truth with the light in their right hand. People are role playing this flesh big time. This flesh is all up in sheep clothing. but they wolves. So I, Sister Deborah, would say unto you that be careful out here. When Yah call you to a holy calling, walk therein. Don't go into this world trying to impress the world of your calling. Don't go out into this world trying to justify, clarify, and identify to the world that you are who Yah called you to be. Go into the body of Hamashiach. Seek to find the light. Seek to find those who are teaching and under the spirit and truth, which is the Ruach. Seek after those people. Don't be seeking after here trying to convince the world. You can't convince the world. Revelation, all the way to the end of Revelation, saying they still ain't gonna turn. So who you think you gonna convince? I know a lot of people wants to play this thing. Oh, he wants you to, everybody to be saved. Wait, no. Yeah, that's why he put the tree. That's why he put the tree of knowledge and good and evil in the midst. I guess so everybody can be saved. How about that? How about that? Touch that. Touch that. You can't, can you? No, you can't. And that's why he told Satan in Genesis 3:15, your seed and my seed. Her seed represents spiritual seed. That's why he told him. Those are the two seeds that's down here. They're wrapped in the spirit. So while y'all running around here not knowing one from the other, that's on you. That's what you chose to believe. He ain't coming chasing behind you either. And let me tell y'all something. He ain't chasing behind Sister Deborah. Either Sister Deborah speak spirit and truth and be about the light, or kick rocks. So I know that I ain't got no reason to be turning nowhere else but stay in the lane he created for me. Because there's too many lanes out here, y'all. There's a lot of lane on the field. Just like there's a lot of voices in the land. An interpretation. A lot of wolves more than there are sheep. So if you are a prophet or a prophetess and you're not really expounding or going to those that are in the body of Hamashiach to speak spirit and truth, those who are yearning for the light and spirit and truth, but you choose to go to the world because the world is the only one going to give you the likes and subscribers. That's the only way you're going to boost your numbers on YouTube to get the check. It's when you deal with the word. That's why they don't like to come to the spirit and truth matter of the whole thing, because they want to stay in the world setting. So that's the only way they're going to get likes and subscribers. If they come up out of the world and go into spirit and truth, they won't get what they get. And they know it. They know that, y'all. They know it. So they will easily get offended at my words because they don't want to end what they're receiving. We should supposed to be embracing if he will or if he will not, in a sense, accepting him either or. But instead, we got this mindset that, hey, no, I ain't giving up what I got. They send me a check. I got 300,000 subscribers. I got 1 million subscribers. And these women, especially the melanated women that I've seen. Now, on the side of the heathens and Gentile, I'm sure it is even greater. But on the side of Judith, these black women, these melanated, these brown-skinned women, let me tell you, they're on YouTube doing all kind of things. But guess what? If the men wouldn't be where they're at, then the women wouldn't be where they're at. And the children wouldn't be where they're at. They easily to grab being the head, but they want to live the tail. They want to claim the head, but swing on the tail to survive and to make it in the world. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. And I had to upload this video again and again. Prophetess and prophet stand down. And they were trying to get me to, one was telling me to take the video down, the last one I upload. And I said, let me bring this one to you. And it ain't no in between, y'all. This thing ain't lukewarm. You either on one side or the other, meaning you either on the right side or you on the left. And know the difference between the two, because they definitely different. Even in the kingdom. The Lamb Book of Life or the books to the lake of hell. So I, Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of it. And I might come back at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I appreciate each and every last one of you all joining. And I will say, I will be back. Shalom and shalom.